Democratic presidential candidate Joe Biden revealing his health care plan today, including a government-run, quote, public option. But will it be enough to satisfy progressive Democrats?
Folks supporting it should be clear that it means...
Don't miss your...
Democratic presidential candidate Joe Biden unveiling his health care plan today. The former VP proposing new Obamacare subsidies as well as a, quote, public option that the campaign says would be similar to Medicare. So how will this play out among progressive Democrats? Democratic fundraiser Steve Wesley joins me now. Steve, it looks like Obamacare 2.0, a $750, I think, is a $1 billion deal over 10 years. But it's not Medicare for all per se. It's not the sort of socialist things others are running on. Will this be enough to appease the sort of left-lurching part of your party?
Well, I think it's exactly the right place to be. First, it's important to remember Republicans and Democrats alike tried for 100 years to provide universal health care, and Obama and Joe Biden got it done. Since the Affordable Care Act was passed, there were 44 million uninsured Americans. Today, that number has dropped to 27 million. So by any standard, that is a good thing. I think the president's plan is three important tenets. One, to provide choice for all. Two, to reduce costs. And three, to simplify the system. I think he's ending up at a place that most Americans are going to feel comfortable with.
Now, to be clear, when Obamacare was proposed and advertised, it was more like, everyone would have health care insurance. What we saw was a reduction of 17 million, to your point, but 12 million of those folks on Medicare. And a lot of that had to do with the federal government seducing governments, local governments, saying, hey, we'll pay it for the first year or so, and then we'll share in the cost. Is that really what people wanted to have Medicare? Or do the American public, do you think, really want health care insurance? Because typically that leads to better health outcomes.
Well, I think, in fact, it was a huge step forward, as we just discussed, really helping to provide health care for 17 million people. That is a big step forward. I think the fact of the matter is Republicans make a mistake to try to take that away, and that's going to prove very difficult, especially in an election cycle, especially for those people with prevailing illnesses that they're not going to be able to get insurance for. Democrats sometimes make I think, err on the other side to say we're going to provide free health care for everyone without saying how to pay for it. I think Biden has shown up, looks like the adult in the room, and I think his positioning politically is going to turn out to be a win in the election in 2020.
We've got a short period of time, but ahead of the next debates, who's hot right now in the fundraising world on the Democratic side?
Well, Vice President Biden looks awfully strong, raising $321,000 a day, higher than any other candidate. Mayor Pete from Indiana did surprisingly well in the clear second place. Elizabeth Warren looking strong. The real wild card is Tom Steyer coming in, saying he's going to pledge $100 million of his own money. So it's going to be a fascinating race.
All right. It's already a fascinating race, and we appreciate you sharing your thoughts on it. Thank you very much.